Hello, welcome all. Now, in today's session, we will be continuing to the session what we have done previously. That is regarding our the knowledge area that we discussed in the previous session, elicitation and collaboration. Now, when we speak about the knowledge area, elicitation and collaboration, we have already discussed two tasks related to elicitation and collaboration. And when we speak about those two tasks, we discussed about prepare for elicitation, and we discussed about another task which is conduct elicitation. So in the knowledge area, elicitation and collaboration, we had completed two tasks. One was prepare for elicitation, and the other one was conduct elicitation. Before we move on to the third task, which is confirm elicitation results, let's just give you a brief overview or a recap of what we have done in the previous session related to this knowledge area, elicitation and collaboration. Elicitation, by very word, it means you're drawing forth the information from the minds of the stakeholder. So you have to draw forth the information. And in order to elicit information from stakeholders, you need to collaborate with them. And for that collaboration, you need to have a good strategy where you are in a position to get the best collaboration from all the stakeholders who are involved with the change. And that ensures that your elicitation results that you would elicit would be quality results, and you have captured all the information that you require pertaining to a particular change which an organization is going to undertake. When we talk about prepare for elicitation is all about what are the steps that you will do in order to prepare yourself to conduct the elicitation. This is where you fix the scope of your elicitation. You also choose an elicitation technique by which you will be conducting the elicitation. You will also intimate the stakeholders about the elicitation technique or the business analysis technique that you are going to be applying to conduct business analysis, and ask them to come prepared by letting them know the scope of the elicitation. So these are the tasks that you basically perform while you're doing prepare for elicitation. And when we talk about conduct elicitation is all about doing actual elicitation, and this is where you actually engage with the stakeholders, and this is where you will be applying most of the techniques. And if you refer back to my earlier session, there are 18 techniques that you can possibly apply while you're conducting elicitation. I'll give you a couple of them, like interview can be one technique, observation can be one technique, your survey can be one technique, focus group can be one technique, data modeling can be one technique, excuse me, data mining can be one technique, your prototyping can be one technique. So there are various techniques which are there, which you can perhaps apply when you're doing conduct elicitation. And when you do conduct elicitation, please understand the output of conduct elicitation is the raw data. And when I say the raw data can be in any format. It can be there in a text format, it can be there in an audio format, it can be in a video format, or it can be a minutes of meeting or a picture. It can be in any form. So once you get the raw data, you would have to go about getting confirmation on that raw data. And when you are seeking confirmation from the stakeholders on the raw data or the elicitation results that you have elicited because of conducting elicitation task, you are doing the third task in elicitation and collaboration, which we call it as confirm elicitation results. So today the agenda topic for this session would be getting confirmation on the elicitation results that you have got because of the task that you have performed, which was conduct elicitation. Now, if you see here, sorry. Now this is what we had done. Now this is the third task of elicitation and collaboration. So what exactly we mean by confirm elicitation results? The purpose of confirm elicitation result is to check the information gathered during elicitation session for accuracy and consistency with other information. So you had done the second task wherein you had done the conduct elicitation, and when you had conducted elicitation, you got some information. Now you are basically checking that information for its accuracy and consistency with other information. That's what you basically try to do or would do in confirm elicitation results. Elicitation information is confirmed to identify any problems and resolve them before resources are committed to using the information. And this review may discover errors, omissions, conflicts, and ambiguity. Now you might have collaborated with the stakeholders, performed elicitation. There is still a chance that the information that you have got because of conducting elicitation may be ambiguous, may be having some conflicting information given by different sets of stakeholders. It may have some missing information. Now what you need to do is you need to sort out all ambiguities and see that all the missing information, the ambiguity, everything gets addressed to, and then you finally seek the confirmation from the stakeholders on the elicited information. Now if you see for this confirm elicitation results, the inputs are coming from elicitation results unconfirmed. And when I say unconfirmed, this elicitation results are an output of the task, of conduct elicitation. Now, those elicitation results which are unconfirmed, they capture information in a format specific to the elicitation activity. You'll get that as an input. Now, what you do with that on that input, and as we have been discussing about, for every input you need to have elements. So now you have some elicitation results with you in the form of information that you have gathered because you have conducted elicitation. Now what you do is you compare elicitation results against source information. So in this element, we basically mean the business analyst compares the elicitation results with the source from which it is derived, including documents and stakeholder knowledge. Now, you might have got some of the results wherein you might have used a technique which we call it as document analysis. Document analysis is a technique where you study the existing documentation which is available with the organization and you elicit some information. So now that information, whatever you have elicited because of your elicitation activity, you need to get confirmation. So you compare that, you go to the stakeholders and ask them what information that you have got. Is it authentic? Does it contain any missing information? That's where you're comparing your elicitation result with the sources from which it is derived, including document and stakeholder knowledge. You also do compare elicitation results again, other elicitation results. Now you may also have applied a lot of different techniques. So that is where multiple elicitation techniques to confirm that the information is consistent and accurately represented. You should not be having any ambiguity in relation to the information that you have gathered because of elicitation. And that's what you basically need to addressed to and see that those ambiguities are addressed and there is a consistency in the information that you have gathered because of elicitation. Now, if you look at this guidelines and tools here, your elicitation activity plan is an output of the first. This is an output of the first task, and the first task was prepare for elicitation. And when you had conducted that prepare for elicitation task, you had an output which was elicitation activity plan. It is a guide with alternative resources and which elicitation results are to be compared. And you also would be referring to another guideline and tool, which you've already got this information from BAPM. Existing business analysis information is nothing but the information that you already have captured, can be used to confirm the results of the elicitation activity or develop additional questions to draw out more detailed information. So the focus out here is, in just a nutshell, if I want to give you or let you know, it is whatever information that you have gathered as an application of the task called conduct elicitation, that information you need to check for its consistency. And if there are any consistencies are there, you need to see that those inconsistencies are removed and you get certain degree of consistency. And then to get that confirmation on the consistency, you have to get those elicitation information confirmed. And that's what you do in this task. Now, when you talk about this confirm elicitation results, this is very important. You do it with a technique called review. Now, whatever results you have, you might review that results with the stakeholders. You might call the review with the stakeholders. You might call stakeholders to a workshop to have a review on the elicitation results. And therein, while facilitating that session, you might get those inconsistencies, discussed, addressed, and overcome by way of bringing about consistency in the information that you have elicited. Interview also can be one important technique which you can talk to the stakeholders. Document analysis is the existing information that you can use. So here you will be using 4 techniques, and the 4 techniques that we talk about are document analysis, interview, reviews, and workshops. Now, if you look at in the previous task also, we had this any stakeholders while we were doing conducting elicitation. And apart from that, you will also have, we call him as domain subject matter expert. Now, finally, the output of this, the input was unconfirmed results, unconfirmed elicitation results. Now, what is the output you need to get while you perform this task is elicitation results have to be confirmed. And when you say confirmed, integrated output that the business analyst and other stakeholders agree correctly, and it reflects the captured information and confirms that it is relevant and useful as an input for further work. So that is, as you're working in this knowledge area as a business analyst, and when you're performing this task, you have to see that whatever elicited information that you've got, you get that confirmed with all the stakeholders so that there is no ambiguity. So after you you got the information because of the elicitation, that what you had conducted, that information is subjected to confirmation, and that confirmation, you get that confirmation done by the stakeholders so that there is no inconsistency or ambiguity. Now, this elicited information will be further subjected to analysis, and when we do that analysis, in another knowledge area which we refer to as requirement analysis and design definition. That's what. So that's what would happen. So the output of this task was be elicitation elicitation results confirmed. So it is an integrated output that the business analyst and other stakeholders agree. The key term here is they agree correctly. It reflects captured information and confirms that it is relevant and useful as an input for further work. Now, let's also have a look at the Excel sheet, which I always request you to look at that. That is like a cheat sheet, which is a consolidated information presented in a very concise manner in an Excel sheet. Let's have a look at that. And when we have a look at this, this is the task that we are discussing today, which is confirmed elicitation results. The previous task which we had done and discussed in the previous session was prepare for elicitation, conduct elicitation. Prepare for elicitation had elicitation activity plan, your elicitation results. Now, once you've got that elicitation results, those elicitation results have become an input. If you see the input here, they have become input to confirm elicitation results. And when you're trying to confirm those elicitation results, what you need to do is you need to check for any inconsistencies, ambiguities that might have crept in while you're seeking information because of your elicitation, and that's the reason these two elements are being spoken here. And those two elements, if you talk about, compare elicitation results against source information, compare elicitation with other elicitation results, and also you got to arrive at a consistency on the information that you have gathered because of elicitation. So when you refer to the guidelines in the tools, we have two guidelines in the tools: elicitation activity plan, existing business analysis information is the information that you already have and that you can refer to cross-check the information whether it is consistent or not. Now, if you look at this, this has got 4 techniques: document analysis, interview, review, and workshops. And you have any stakeholder and domain subject matter expert, and output that you get here is elicitation results. So, as I say, you got to keep referring to this cheat sheet, which is being given by Ace Energy Solutions. It's a consolidation of all the tasks, your elements, stakeholders, and guidelines and tools in a very concise manner. And the more you look at these techniques, and the more you go through our sessions, and the more you read the BABOK, you'll have further more knowledge on this. And this is definitely going to really help you when you take up that CBAP certification. So just to summarize as to what are the 3 tasks that we have done in our elicitation and collaboration knowledge area. Now, please understand elicitation and collaboration. When we talk about the very word elicitation, basically means you're extracting the information or extracting or draw forth information from the minds of the stakeholders. Now, when you have to draw forth the information, your elicitation techniques have to be very good. And if your elicitation techniques are very good, you're going to be getting the right information. And if you get the right information, you're heading in the right direction. But in order to do the elicitation, you also need to have collaboration with the stakeholders. And that's the reason now this knowledge area has undergone a change in BABOK 3. In BABOK 2, it was only referred to as elicitation, but here we call it as elicitation and collaboration. And when we speak about elicitation, elicitation is to draw forth information, but to draw forth information, you require collaboration from the stakeholders. Now, in the very first task in this knowledge area, you basically prepare yourself to conduct elicitation. When we talk about preparing yourself, you need to check the logistics that you require to conduct elicitation. You need to prepare your stakeholders. You need to fix the scope of your elicitation. You also need to be looking at if any supporting material is available, which will help you to conduct elicitation. And when you prepare yourself for elicitation, the output is your elicitation activity plan. Looking at that elicitation activity plan, what you do is you actually conduct elicitation. And when you do conduct elicitation, this is where you actually engage yourself with the stakeholders. You talk to them, and whereby you apply those techniques. And there are 18 techniques that you can possibly use. These are very, very important techniques. Most of the time we tend to remember your interview. Observation is one technique, data mining, data modeling. You will have focus group, document analysis, business rules analysis, brainstorming is to get some creative ideas. You got a workshop. So there are 18 techniques that you apply here. And once you got your elicitation is done, that is, you have executed this task of conduct elicitation, you're going to get elicitation results. And those elicitation results have to be confirmed. And that's what we have discussed today, is confirming that elicitation results. Now, to get the confirmed elicitation results is all about seeing that the information that you have gathered does not have any inconsistency, ambiguity. And if such inconsistency, ambiguities are there, you need to address such inconsistencies and bring about a change in the form of having a consistent information. And once you have got that consistent information, you need to confirm that with all the stakeholders. And hence the reason, if you see here, there are two important techniques which are interview and workshop is there. And if you look at this, output of this is going to be your elicitation results are confirmed. Now this is about this task. And as I said, any questions or any elaboration that you might require on this particular task, feel free to drop a mail to me. And that concludes our session on confirm elicitation results. And once again, I thank you on behalf of Synergy Solutions. And let's catch up in our next session, which would be communicating this confirmed elicitation results to the stakeholders. And that's where your business communicate, business analysis information would be the next task. Thanks a lot and have a wonderful day ahead.